Anastasia, help me, my nails are about to fall off. This is what this model told me when she came. In this video, we are going to do a detailed step-by-step hard gel fill. We are going to reshape the nails and transform them. Also, we are going to compare two nail drills by Yafex. We're going to use one for the left hand and another one for the right one, so we can see all the pros and cons and compare them. Coming up. Let's unpack the first one, and this is chrome pink color and it is black on top. Wow, there's the light also. I don't think I've ever seen something like this. Handpiece is silver and it is extremely lightweight. I almost cannot really feel it in my hand. There's also a set of drills included, as well as additional sand bands. It also includes a spotlight which has a flexible metal gooseneck, so we can use this lightning to make your nail art creation easier. Turn it on or off by using the button on the top. Now let's turn it. I like that the holder for the handpiece is located right in front. Let's turn it on, and I will keep the original sound and volume so you can guys see it for yourself. There are two rotations options, forward and reverse, so once you need to switch to reverse, you just click on this button, the motor will automatically stop and start rotating in the opposite direction, so you do not need to stop it by yourself. I like that they have this smart LCD display on top so you can see the running speed, because I get so many questions from my students, from followers. Like, how do I know what is the exact speed at the moment? So you can see it right there. Once you're done, turn it all the way to the 0 and turn it off. Put your handpiece back. Changing the bead is super easy. Simply turn the grid until it clicks, install the desired bead, turn it counterclockwise, make sure it's secured, and start working. Now let's try it in action. We have both hands both desperately in need for gel fill. We have outgrown nails. It's been around 4 weeks, so I think this is the perfect model to try those nail drills. We decided to reshape the nails. I have no idea what's going on under the collar, and we're about to find it out. I started with 23,000 rotations per minute speed, but then I realized that I probably need more, so I went all the way to 30k RPMs. By the way, the max speed is 35,000 rotations per minute. As for the noise, when you're working at the average speed, which is 15 to 20,000 rotations per minute, it is rather quiet. It gets a little noisy once you go all the way up to the max speed, which is 30 to 35k RPMs. The handpiece, as I mentioned earlier, is impressively lightweight. Like, you can almost not feel it in your hand, which I think is great, especially if you're working your entire day. The hands and wrist probably will not feel as tired. Meanwhile, we have some product lifting here. You can see this whitish or yellowish spot on the top. This is the product that lifted. When it happens near the cuticle area, usually it's due to improper nail prep or product application. Our goal now is to take off the color first and then to file the product on the top, and we need to get rid of all of the lifting. Once I will be done with removing the entire color, we will take a look, because sometimes if the product is lifting, let's say more than 50%, sometimes it will not really make sense to do a fill. Maybe it will make sense to just take them off and do a new set. As I file the product thinner on the top, it's almost time to say goodbye to the lifting. Alright, it's just gone. So this amount of lifting, in my opinion, is not really a problem. We can just file it off and do fill. So we're not going to take the nails off. Next step, we need to turn the client hand around like this, and I'm going to file this extra product underneath using the carbide bead. The speed is the same, I haven't changed it yet, it's still 30,000 rotations per minute. I'm going to file the outgrown natural nail as well as the product. I can also see some color underneath, which I'm going to clean. At this point, we didn't have any doubts about reshaping the nails. We decided to go with the Coffin Shape, and this is one of the easiest transitions, by the way, from almond to coffin. All you need to do is to file the free edge so it will be like a straight line, and then with a hand file we are going to slightly reshape the sidewalls, and that will be it. Every time I work with electric nail file, I always feel so great, because just imagine what if we didn't have this tool and we would need to file it all by hand. That will be a huge amount of work. That's why I recommend you to do everything you can with electric file. I just noticed that I didn't finish filing on the thumb and there is still some product lifting near the cuticle area, so I'm about to fix it now. It is extremely important to get rid of all the lifted product, because if you won't and you will seal it with a new product, then it may cause different problems such as greenies. Any kind of fill requires adding new product on the top, so the smoother surface you have underneath, the easier it will be to apply the product. That's why I recommend you at this point to file and shape the nails the best you can, so we will not need to do this after product application. After that, I'm going to push back the cuticles and Eponycum using orange wood stick, and I'm going to reshape the sidewalls. I'm going to use a hand file for it. It is very important. I'm not trying to change the sidewalls. I just want to switch from the curved line to the straight line, because we just had almond shape and it looks slightly different. But like I said, this is one of the easiest transitions. Then we are going to do a nail prep starting with a dry manicure. I'm using a flame bead, the speed is 16,000 rotations per minute. At this point I switched to reverse mode, but I'm not changing the speed, it's still 16,000 rotations per minute. Once I clean all the side grooves, the sidewalls, and everything is clean, it is time to push up the cuticles so it will be easier to trim them. And I'm going to use the same bead, the same rotation, reverse mode, and the same speed, 16,000. Last step before the prep and the application is trimming Eponycum and the cuticles. At this point you can see that we do not have any leftovers of the product lifting nail plate, as well as the leftover product is clean. Let's unpack the second one, also by Yafex, and this one has black and golden design. We also have a user manual inside. The design is very similar, but there's a slight difference. We also have a spotlight and a handpiece which is black. It also feels very light in the hand, and we had a set of beads as well as additional sandbands. Controllers are located on the other side, so we can connect the light, we can turn it on, and there is this similar holder for the handpiece, and this is how we turn on and off the light. So you can use it whenever you're working, let's say, doing a mobile services. Let's hear the sound of this nail drill. It is very similar to the previous one. It is rather noisy only on the top speed, which is 35,000 rotations per minute. But as you switch lower, which will be probably the most speed you're about to use, which is from 15 to 25,000, it is not as noisy. By the way, that additional USB port on the back of the nail drill can be also used to charge your phone. Isn't this cool? Rotate the grinding bead lock clockwise to unlock the bead until you hear the clicking sound. Take out the test bead and insert the desired bead. Rotate the grinding lock counterclockwise. Make sure it clicks again. Now it's secured and we can start working. Let's try this one. I'm taking off the product. I started with 30,000 rotations per minute right away, and it seems like this one is way more powerful. You can probably see how quickly I am able to take off the color. Seems like we have a little less product lifting on this hand. There is still some near the cuticle area, but it is not as big. Then we proceed to the most satisfying part of the entire feel, probably, which is reshaping the nails. By the way, this kind of videos where I was simply filing the free edge with electric nail file get so popular on Instagram or TikTok. I assume people find it satisfying to watch it as well, but it is quite satisfying when you are doing it by yourself too, by the way. Then we flip the client's hand around and file the product underneath. I switched to the different carbide bead, a cone shaped with green abrasive mark, but the speed is still the same, around 30,000 rotations per minute. Take a look at the way I'm holding the client's finger with my opposite hand, which is left hand. In my case, I'm holding the client's nail very tight, and this is how I can control the pressure. Also make sure you're not filing the product where the natural nail is deeper, because we can technically drill a hole there and this will be quite a problem. Slight reshape of the sidewalls and the free edge with the hand file, and then we proceed to the prep and dry manicure. I'm going to push back the cuticles and Eponycum with the orange wood stick. Then we proceed to the dry manicure with the flame bead. The speed will be 18,000 rotations per minute. At this point, I have to say that I definitely like this one, the black Yafex nail drill, more, because it feels more powerful, and since I'm working a lot, this one will definitely work better for me. If you are a nail enthusiast or DIY nail technician, you are doing nails only for yourself or maybe for a couple friends, if you have only a couple of clients and you're working only with soft gel and hard gel, then the first nail drill that we've seen, the pink one, will definitely work for you. But if you're more of the nail technician who works in the salon, you have many clients, you work every day, then I should definitely recommend this, the black one. At least this is the one I would pick. This handpiece feels a little bit different. It's also lightweight, but it is not as super lightweight as the previous one. At least I can feel it in my hand. But like I said, it's still not too heavy. And also there is no vibration. This handpiece is equipped with 3 ventilation holes, which will prevent it from overheating. Both drills are definitely suitable for professionals, and I can recommend both. The black one is for high-traffic nail salons, while the pink one I would recommend for nail enthusiasts and DIYers. Let's do the product application. Apply dehydrator and non-acid primer. I love this look of freshly cleaned nails after the prep, after we removed all the product lifting and did the dry manicure. They just look so nice and clean. I kind of already like the result. By the way, my clients sometimes tell me this, like, oh, I already like my nails, like I'm ready to go right now. By the way, as I promised, this time I'm going to show you a very detailed service, so we are going to work with both hands. I just applied dehydrator and non-acid primer on one hand. Then I'm going to apply a thin coat of the base coat. I'm using the one by Cuba. We need to apply it only on the part where we have natural nail, but if you will accidentally touch the product, no worries. At this point, the client is curing her hand in the lamp. Meanwhile, I'm doing the same on another hand. I apply dehydrator, non-acid primer, and the base coat. And the product application, probably my favorite part in the field. First, I'm using the hard gel I'm about to use, and we decided to go with a nude color. By the way, the previous extensions were done at a different salon, so I have no idea which product they used, I mean the color. So I tried to pick the one that looks very similar to the one that she has on her nails. At first, I apply a thin coat of hard gel on the entire nail, and without curing, I take a large drop of gel and start the application. Since the nails were grown, also we filed off the lifted part, and seems like the apex is almost gone. That means we mostly need to add the product near the cuticle, along the sidewalls, and to the center area, and we do not need to add much to the free edge. I call this style of application the printing technique because the brush is technically working like a printer. Remember, I mentioned before that if you already have a good prep, a smooth surface underneath, it will be so much easier for you to apply the product. Because whenever you're working with a hard gel, it is going to take shape of the nail that we already have. So if the surface is bumpy, it will not be so easy to do the flawless perfect application. Since I consider myself a lazy nail tech, I definitely prefer to do the application in such a way that I will not need to file or shape them again. At this point, the client is curing her hand in the lamp, and I am doing the application on the opposite one. Done with the application, make sure that everything is fully cured. Then we need to take off the sticky layer. You can use an alcohol and a lint-free wipes. Then I need to buff the nails, and that's it. We already did the filing and shaping, so there is no need to do it again. But if you accidentally applied too much product on a certain areas or nails, then you can use a hand file as well as electric nail file. I think that I already like them this way, when they're nude and matte. I also think that we did a good job on picking the color. You can almost not see a difference. But then I realized that we're about to use the color on top anyways. Oh well. So we decided to use a classic red on one hand and beautiful fall orange color on another one. And that's not everything. We're also going to use a trendy eggshell matte top coat. If you've never seen it, this is what it looks like. It includes some kind of black particles, and yes, I know that it's not an Easter anymore, but I still like this effect, and I never get to use this eggshell top coat yet, so we can finally use it right now. I like that it is 2-in-1: eggshells, top coat, and matte look. Cure and LED, and we're done. Links to the Yafex nail drills that I used will be in the description below as usual. Let me know what do you think, guys. Which nail drill would you pick? The pink one or the black one? Thank you so much for watching. If this is your first time here on my channel, consider subscribing, as I post new tutorials and product reviews just like this one every week. See you in my next one. Goodbye.